right, welcome. You are listening to the Neo Report, coming to you every Friday. Friday evening. If it's Friday night, you're hanging out with Project Neo and the Neo Report Unfiltered. I am your host, Dr. J.W. Winborn, coming to you live, bringing you up to date on everything that's going on inside of this wonderful USA of America. And we will be talking about the issues that are concerning you. Now, if there ever was a time that we needed to be concerned about what was going on around us, and you've heard me say it a bunch of times if you followed the program, if you've been following for these last few weeks since we've been on the air doing this show, or if you've followed me over the years and you've been a part of our other broadcasts, or you've seen our other tapes, or you've been involved with Project Neo and some of the things that we worked on and we've been involved in over the years in the street, doing things for our people, trying to help our people out, and being a blessing to them in any way that we can with our Acts of Kindness program. And we got something else that's going on that we're going to be making a big announcement real soon. We are getting ready to launch our own collective economic program for you and for us, because this is something that we need. We need to be able to pool our monies together. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, about us pooling our money together and the power of the black dollar. And the power of the black dollar and the power of what we can do collectively, okay, when we concentrate and we pull our forces together. And here's the reason why I say that, because statistics will show, and we say it all the time, that statistics will show if you go and you look into other communities, you will see where the money in those communities circulate several times. They say in the so-called Jewish community, the money circulates 24 times before it leaves the community. In the Asian community, it is said that the money circulates 16 times before it leaves the community. But then the black community has said that there's no circulation. It lasts about 6 hours before it's gone, because we're giving it away to everybody. We're giving it here, we're giving it there, we're giving it out. We got all of these people that are waiting, that are not a part of our community, that just snatch up all of our money. So we're going to talk about the power of collective economics before we leave, because that is extremely important. All right, so we want everybody to go call your friends, call your neighbor, call your loved ones, your brother, your mother, your sister, your uncle, call the church, call pastor. Tell them to come join. Get on these calls, get on these live streams, because we're talking about stuff that is so pertinent for what we got and what we need to do. Now, let me say this, that we are living in a time that I, for many years, as a young minister coming up, young pastor, evangelist, traveling all around the world, preaching the gospel. And I've often talked about what was coming down the pike. I've often talked about what we need to look out for in the future. But I'm here to say now that everything that we talked about looking out for in the future, we no longer have to look for it. Why? Because it's already here. It is already here. It is happening before our very eyes. And some of us see to some degree, and some of us see even further. with our spiritual eye. We're going to talk about that too, because there's the sense of spirituality that's involved in all of this. And there's some new developments that we just got to talk about. We just have to lend our voice and let people know where we stand. There has been so much going on, and we're going to show some reports, and we're going to talk about these reports as we go through for the next hour and a half, about an hour and a half tonight. We're going to stream, and we're going to share this information with you, and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to talk to you. I'm by myself tonight. We're without our wonderful guest, the lovely Queen Amita. She is home with her family, celebrating her born day. So we say to the Queen, happy birthday, enjoy your day, enjoy your family. And we pray that God will give you many, many more. First, an update, and I'm going to implore everyone that's listening, everyone that's under the sound of my voice, everyone that's coming up, if you're getting this broadcast, if you're getting my voice anywhere, it has already started. And I meant to write it down. I don't have the names, but I want everybody that do investigative reporting, that know how to dig stuff up on the internet, to go and start looking into what happened with these two young black boys, these brothers, these twin brothers that was murdered, assassinated in Georgia, Mountain, Georgia, whatever the name is. I don't remember the name. I meant to write this stuff down, but I don't want to not say it because I didn't write it down, because it's that important. I want you to go look it up. Find out about that fireman. Find out, how do you get from Boston? What is the route? How do you miss a plane? How is it that they wound up in this part of Georgia? And who is this fireman that's taking photos of the dead bodies? Number one, how did he know they're there? Number two, why didn't he report them? We need to find that out. We need to find out how he get there, how he know they were there, and why is he taking pictures, and why is he taking pictures of the dead body, sharing those pictures, and not notifying the authorities. All right? So it looked like they're trying. This is just the most recent one. Okay? We need to find out what happened to those two young men, to those two young boys, have not even lived their life. I believe they were still in high school. That family is devastated. But we have the power to find out. And so we need to expose them. That information is out there. The problem is, lots of times the information is blocked. Hopefully we won't get blocked information. Hopefully we won't get, the police department won't try to hold us up or try to stall the investigation. But a lot of people are looking into it. We want everybody to look into it. We want everybody to find out what happened. We want everybody to look, because this is a travesty. And at some point, we're going to have to nip this in the bud. We're not going to let it start happening again. All right? And we're going to talk about some stuff that has happened, that we believe was meant for bad, but we also believe that God is going to use it to turn it around so it can be good for us. All right? So we're going to talk about all of that. We got a few things we want to go through tonight, and we're going to get started. We're going to look at some reports, and we're going to talk about those reports. I want to say to our people, to my black brothers and sisters, thank you. Thank you for maintaining your composure. Thank you for not biting and taking the baits. And we're going to talk a little bit more about debates tonight. But thank you for not taking the bait. Thank you for not doing as we always do and we've done for many, many, many years. And I've said some years ago, I'm not marching anymore. I'm not going to any more marches. I'm not going to any more protests. Y'all call me when we're ready to do something different. Whatever that different may be. But it's insanity to think that we can keep doing the same thing and get different results. That's insanity. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to spend our time wasting our time on stuff that we've done in the past. We've got to do something different. And I see the things that we're doing different. We're going to talk a little bit about that. But we want to talk a little bit about what they're doing to bait us. You know, last week we talked about bait. We were showing some of the baits that they had, that they were putting out. And we're going to talk a little bit some more about it tonight. But we haven't fallen for it. In fact, not only have we not fallen for it, it has become almost comical. Okay? It's become almost comical. And they're doing everything they can to get us out in the street. Why? Because, mind you now, this is important. There are protests that are going on. So it's not like there's protests that are not going on. It's not like this stuff that nobody's doing. They're out there. The mainstream media is not reporting it. They tell me that it was thousands upon thousands of vets protesting at the in Washington, D.C. Vets protesting in Washington, D.C. because of what they see going on and what's been happening to them and how it has been affecting them. So we're going to talk a little bit about it tonight. We're going to talk about some of the reports that are out. So let's start with this one we picked up, and we're going to talk about this.
There's obviously the Truth Social.
All right, I'm back. Our reports, nothing, you know what they say, nothing like live TV. Nothing like going live and watching things fall apart right in front of your face as you're trying to do what needs to be done. Let me see what we can pick up from where we left off at, hold on, un momento, por favor. Here we go.
We're following some breaking news this hour. Donald Trump has just fired General Charles Q. Brown, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The country's.
All right. So what are they doing now? This is this black man, chairman of the Joint Chief of Staff in the military, highly decorated. You can see all the stars on his uniform, showing that he is totally qualified in order to do this job. But for some reason, they decided that he was not good enough.
Senior most military official. That job is essentially the president's top military advisor, and it usually holds over as administrations change. That's typically what happened. I mean, Joe Biden kept Trump's Joint Chiefs Chairman Mark Milley until he stepped down at the end of 2023. Donald Trump decided to buck with that tradition, and I have to say the optics here don't look great. CQ Brown was only the second black man to ever hold that position, and he just got fired amid Trump's push to end programs promoting equality in the federal government. He will be replaced by retired three-star Air Force Lieutenant General Dan Kane. Courtney Kube is a senior NBC News correspondent covering national security and the Pentagon. Few people know more about what happens in that building than Courtney. Courtney, what we know at this point is limited amounts of reporting. There's obviously the Truth Social post from Donald Trump, where he announces he's planning to nominate Air Force Lieutenant General Kane. I want to talk to you about that. But first, let me start by just asking you, what do we know about how he fired CQ Brown? Did he call him? Is there anything more we've learned about how this took place today?
Yeah, we know nothing about that, frankly. Now, we know CQ, he had a trip to the border planned for the day. So we know that trip went on, but beyond that, we just don't know. Look, here's the reality. We were expecting this to happen yesterday or today. So this isn't a huge surprise. We've been talking about the possibility of Lieutenant General Kane to replace the chairman. And just given the pattern of how this has been, the administration has been carrying out these sorts of things, we were all sort of expecting this to be on a Friday night. That being said, what we've gotten here are statements with no additional context to exactly what happened here. So we're still working through the details. This is all just breaking, and we've just gotten another statement actually from Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth laying out some additional people who were fired here as well tonight.
Well, do you have that in front of you? Do you want to share with us the details of that, or we can also pull it up too? Please go ahead.
I do, and so I mean, there's so much to talk through here. Okay, so several of the people who were fired, according now to Secretary Hegseth, and the way that this has been laid out, I should say, is that they are looking for people to replace these individuals. They're not actually saying they were fired, but the reality is that's what's happening here. So the Chief of Naval Operations.
Isn't that just like them? So look, they getting rid of people and they haven't even found replacements for them. They don't care. They just want to get rid of them. They're not even trying to find a replacement. A little later on, they be talking about doing a replacement, but right now they're just getting rid of people. They're just getting rid of people. They just sending a message. They just want to let you know that it's a new game that's going on, but that's okay because we're ready for the new game.
Admiral Lisa Franchetti. Why that is an important person to mention here is she was the first woman to run the Navy, the first female chief of naval operations, and critically now both of the women who were in positions running service chiefs, that is the commandant of the U.S. Coast Guard and now the chief of naval operations, have now both been fired by President Donald Trump. Admiral Linda Fagan was fired within literally hours of Donald Trump being inaugurated, and now Lisa Franchetti. In addition to that, the Air Force Vice Chief of Staff, James Slife, also named tonight as being fired. There's no reason given for these, but the reality is General Slife has been someone who has promoted diversity issues within the Air Force, is known for that. That's candidly most likely why he was targeted. In addition to that, also several judge advocates general, JAGs, are also now set to be replaced, according to Pete Hegseth.
Now, this has nothing to do with their ability to do the job. This has nothing to do with their ability to command the troops or their ability at all. Has nothing to do with budget, staffing, or any of that. At the end of the day, they want to remove Black people out of the military. They want an all-white military. Now, I had some stuff out because this live, it just got knocked out. It's hard for me to get it because I'm here by myself. But I'm just letting you know they're trying to make an all-white military. So let me show you what else they're doing.
Equity and inclusion, now it's impacting our fallen veterans.
So tonight we're learning that Arlington National Cemetery has begun wiping the histories that highlight Black, Hispanic, and women veterans from its website, taking it off. So we use the website Wayback Machine to show you what the website looked like before the changes. And you can see.
So they have removed all of the Black, soldiers, military accomplishment, those that have accomplished things in the military, because they're trying to say that these individuals in the military receive the awards and accolades that they have because of DEI. That's what they want you to believe. That's what they're telling us. So all of these people are being removed. And they're trying to remove them not only off the website, mind you now, not only off the website, that's the website we're looking at here, but they're trying to actually remove them out of the Arlington Cemetery. All, listen to me, all to get us to riot, all to get us to go out on the street, all to get us outraged. They're trying to outrage us. They're trying to nig at us and pick at us and pick at us until we can't take it any longer. But I'm so proud of us, but let's just keep laughing at them because none of it matters. None of it matters. Let's keep watching.
There were numerous articles highlighting African-American history at the National Cemetery, dedications to the men and women who gave their lives, sacrificed for all of us, and the walking tours that took place throughout the cemetery.
Yeah, but now, as you can see right here, it's gone. The cemetery also changed the wording on its website, removing references about their sacrifice for racial justice. Order taking aim at diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now it's impacting our fallen veterans.
So tonight we're learning that Arlington National Cemetery has begun wiping the histories that highlight Black, Hispanic, and women veterans from its website, taking it off. So we use the website Wayback Machine to show you what the website looked like before the changes. And you can see there were numerous articles.
More fallout after President Trump's executive order taking aim at diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now it's impacting our fallen veterans.
So tonight we're learning that Arlington National Cemetery has begun wiping the histories that highlight Black, dedications to the men and women who gave their lives, sacrificed for all of us, and the walking tours that took place throughout the cemetery.
Yeah, but now, as you can see right here, it's gone. The cemetery also changed the wording on its website, removing references about their sacrifice for racial justice.
So there is more.
Facilities are no longer explicitly banned in federal contracts, according to latest NPR reporting.
All right, we're going to stop there because we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Arlington Cemetery, what they're doing. They moved Jackie Robinson off of the website, the military website. They removed Jackie Robinson to make us believe he was a DEI. Okay? And so they moved them off the military website. That's where we at right now. That's what things look like for us as we are moving along. Now, it gets better. All of these things that are happening. What we're not talking about is the fact that they are stopping to recruit at some of the historic Black recruiting events where they would get the top Black engineers that they recruited into the military. But I say to them, as we're watching them move out of the military, my question would then become, then what is next? What's happening next? It's probably the police. That's next. We got the military today, the police tomorrow, which I think will be a great thing. Because we need our own police. All right? We need our own military. Because we have no protection. We have nobody looking out for us. There is no sanctuary. You think you're getting a fair trial? When you go to court, we've already talked about it. I had already uploaded because this live video got knocked out. I can't go looking for it now. But we need our own military. We need our own police force, our own protective services. Because if we moving blacks from the military, getting rid of DEI, which we really don't care, because we realize that it's not us that was benefited from DEI, but it was a majority white women benefiting from the DEI. If you don't believe it, go to TikTok. They're on there crying all of the time. They're crying about how hard it is, and they can't believe this is happening. They can't believe that is happening. And oh my God, this, that, and other. And they're bugging out because they haven't been through anything. And they voted against their own interests. And it's backfired on them. We don't feel sorry for you. Sorry. Not sorry. Because we tried to tell you. We tried to warn you. We begged with you. We pleaded with you. We tried to let you know what was coming down the pike. We knew what was coming down the pike because we've been here before. We tried to tell you. And then there were those of you that voted against your best interest only because you thought it was going to hurt another demographic, and you did not think you would be affected by it. But look at you now. You're crying. You boo-hooing, crying. You got even Elon Musk crying. Okay? He crying. Because it's my understanding that this week there was a total between those billionaires of loss of almost $200 billion with a B. A loss down. Look at the stock market. Look at what's going on. Okay? And out of that 200 billion, it is said that 142 billion belong to the new Nazi. All right? To the new Nazi. I don't have a problem calling him a new Nazi because that's who he is. That's what's taking place. That's what they're putting in. And we've been telling y'all, even before the election, we was trying to tell y'all about 2025. You didn't want to listen. Oh, no. He has nothing to do with that. Y'all heard him say he don't know anything about it. Are you crazy? Are you stupid? The man that was running for the vice presidency wrote the forward. What do you want? What did you think was going to happen? You thought it was a game. You thought that they weren't going to do the things that they were going to. They told you ahead of time, we're going to fire everybody. We're going to get rid of everybody that's in the Federation, that's in the federal office, the federal administration. We're getting rid of them. And we're going to replace them with all people, no matter whether they got the skills or anything like that. That's why they want to get rid of DEI. They want to get rid of the DEI so they can put their cronies in place. Okay? People have no skills, no nothing, just so they can put more Nazis in place, just like Headseth. We got him. We see the great big Nazi tattoo on his chest. It's right there in broad daylight. You can look at it. All right? They throwing up high Hitler signs. Musk, Trump, Hesbeth. This is what they're doing. Okay? Now it gets even better. Because what they're doing next is just comical. And we've said, okay. So look at this.
Recent change by the Trump administration, the federal government no longer explicitly prohibits contractors from having segregated restaurants, waiting rooms, and drinking fountains. According to NPR, this segregation...
You didn't hear what he said? Hold on. I'll rewind it. You gotta hear this.
We have some big news right now. Segregated facilities are no longer explicitly banned in federal contracts, according to latest NPR report.
Segregated facilities are no longer banned. You know what that means? That you can have segregated facilities. You can have white-owned restaurants that don't serve blacks. I guess we go into black water fountains and white water fountains, black bathrooms and white bathrooms. They want to bring back segregation. I say, you know what I say? I say, bravo. 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 Bravo, Mr. Trump. Fecal Matter 47, bravo. I've been saying it for years, that the worst thing that could have happened for us was integration, because it did nothing for us as a people. It hurt us. It hurt our family structure, our ancestors, our recent ancestors, our fathers and grandfathers, not even great-grandfathers, our fathers and grandfathers, fought, died, shed their blood for the right to integrate. And what did they do? We thought that that was the key. Let us integrate. Let us be around them. If we're around them, they'll see that we are not a threat. If we're around them, they'll see that we're just like they are, and that we are productive just like they are. If we're around them. And what did we get? What did we get from the civil rights movement? Now, I don't want to talk about. I don't want to talk about the civil rights movement in any negative way, but we have to be realistic, and we have to look at things for what they are and see them and call them as they are, without fear and without being afraid, because fear keep us in bondage. And that's why we're in bondage today, because we fear. We fear. We don't really want to fight. We don't want to fight. I don't want to fight. We don't want to get out on the street. We don't want to die. I even look at these young kids, these young boys out here. They got all kind of guns. They got all kind of weapons. They got all kind of stuff like that. But when it comes to using it to protect their family from the authorities that may be abusing them, they've been so mentally brainwashed they won't do it. They will watch the cops beat their mother to death in the middle of the street while they're on. They won't do a damn thing. Why is that? Because they're psychologically. But let's get back to the segregation thing. What we got out of that civil rights movement, we got the right to vote into their system. We got the right to go to their restaurants and eat their nasty food and give them our money, our good hard-earned money. We got beat and stomped and hung to give them our money, to go to their restaurant, to go to their schools, to go to their clubs, to go to their beaches, to go to their hotels. For what? We was better off when we had our own, when we were segregated. We lost all of that. We lost the family structure. You look at the pictures of black families in the 60s, you see mama, daddy, and children. After integration, you don't see that no more. Because they didn't want you to be strong. So they had to break up the black family. They had to break it up. They incarcerated the men, make them voluntary slaves, call themselves supporting the black women by giving them public assistance, but then telling them we can't give you public assistance or help you if there's a man in the house. What kind of nonsense is that? We've been had, we've been bamboozled, we've been hoodwinked. Isn't that what Malcolm said?
After a recent change by the Trump administration, the federal government no longer explicitly prohibits contractors from having segregated restaurants, waiting rooms, and drinking fountains. According to NPR, this segregation clause is one of several identified in a public memo issued by the GSA last month, affecting all civil federal agencies. Now, according to legal experts, this is a symbolic move, but it is still incredibly meaningful in its symbolism. There are still state and federal laws that outlaw segregation and discrimination that companies across the board need to comply with. And legal experts say that this change to contracts across the federal government is significant nonetheless, because these provisions required federal contractors to adhere to and comply with federal civil rights laws. And well, now they don't have to in this symbolic move. I'll do a full breakdown of whether or not this is legal on my Substack.
And so now they don't have to. All right. So I say, I'm not mad. I hope you're not mad. Because I look forward to us having our own. I look forward to us having our own. I look forward to us being segregated. Give me some place where I can walk in the store and not worry about being followed. Give me some place where I can walk down the street and not have to worry about who's looking at me. Not have to worry about somebody putting out a phony police report or me. Calling the police because they don't like the way I look, or calling the police because there's a black man on their block that they think should not be there. Put me around my own. I welcome it. I thank you. It's probably one of the best things that I've heard. Because we do not need them to do what we need to do. We don't need them. Okay? We've been led to believe that we need them, but we don't need them. They have worked against our success from the beginning. From the beginning. I used to have a friend that used to say, Baganan. From the beginning. Okay?
Hello,
So let's not get upset about that. To some degree, I think this could be a good thing. Because we had all of these things before. Okay? But they sought to destroy. So we want it, but we want our own police now. We want our own military. Plus now we're all armed now. Okay? So you're not just running up and tearing down our stuff like you did with the Black Wall Street. No. Mm-mm. Them days are over. That's not going to happen any longer. All right? You can run up in there if you want, but it's going to be a different game. So we would love to have our own. And damn it, we really don't need you to give it to us, because when we get fed up, we'll take it. Okay? Because the reality of it is, you think you want to fight. You don't want to fight. You think that you want to go to war. You don't want to go to war. You may want to. You think you do because you're stupid. You think you do because that's all you know. Because you're bloodthirsty and that's all you've done. That's all. Listen, I'm not biting my tongue any longer. That's all white people have done. Is scavenge, steal other people's stuff, colonize it, steal it, make it their own, from land, music, clothes, inventions. They tell us we're stupid, but we've got most of the inventions. We don't get credit for the stuff that we've done, okay, because they don't want you to know. They're whitewashing it. Why do you think they're trying to change the books? They're trying to make an all-white America. Why do you think they're trying to take Black history? Do you know that they're trying to pass a law that if they catch a teacher teaching Black history, she can be arrested? Did you know that? They want to get rid of critical race theory, whatever it is, and most people don't even know what it is. They want to get rid of that. Why? Because they're trying to make themselves comfortable. But you cannot erase us from history. You cannot do it. There is no history without us. I don't care what you do. It's too late now. We don't need your book. The information is all over everywhere. So, Mr. DeSantis and your dumb ass, take it out of the books. Take it out of the curriculum. So what? Big deal. Okay? You ain't been teaching it anyway. How many white folk was running around talking about they had never heard of the 40 Acres and a Mule after the Kendrick Lamar halftime show? How many of them? You say, oh my God, I've never heard of the 40. What is that about? Are you kidding me? So he wasn't teaching it anyway. You was trying to hide it anyway. But you've been exposed now. There's more exposure, more exposure coming out. That's going to let people know exactly what's going on. All right? So let's get ready. You don't have to worry about Tulsa. Won't be no more Black Wall Street being torn down. Won't be no more Black cities being flooded. And one day we're going to do a report just on that. And we bringing you this information now because it is extremely important. Okay? Now, not only are they doing the segregation, now they're talking about birthright citizenship. Be careful. Because these sneaky bastards, at the end of the day, black people are the target. They may start here, they may do this, they may do that, they may do the other. Okay? But our black and brown brothers and sisters are the target. So they talk about Indian birthright citizenship, which I think is real funny because most of the people that are spewing this nonsense, several of them are birthright citizens and their parents are immigrants. They forget where they've come from. They forget their own history, okay? Just focusing on you. They forget. But they could be just that evil that, again, that they would vote against their own interests. Many people that voted for Donald Trump voted against their own interests, knew they would vote against their own interests, but did it anyway because they thought it was going to hurt another demographic. They were willing to take a chance. They were willing to make that sacrifice, so to say, so that another demographic will be vilified, will be stagnated, will be attacked. This is why they did it. But that's a pattern. That's nothing new. I tell people all the time, think about all of those white people that fought in the Civil War. All them people that fought in the Civil War. They ain't had no slaves. They ain't no slaves. Most of them could not afford slaves. Most of them could not afford a slave. Think about that. But they was willing to put their life on the line to support white supremacy, to stay on top of white supremacy so that it can keep going, so that it can keep thriving and keep it worked for them because they've been brainwashed into believing that I may be poor, but if I'm white, at least I'm not black. What's the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life? It's the dumbest thing. The most dumbest, most ignorant thing I've ever heard in my life. And people losing their life over it. As if it mattered to us, what they're doing. We won't be affected. We cannot be affected. There's nothing that you can do to hurt us. All right? Do you think we care that you digging up the Black Lives Matter street? We ain't asked for that damn street. Are you stupid? Dig it up. So what? Dig it up. Who cares? You did that. You're not hurting me because you dug up the Black House. That's the stupidity of those that want to be in charge. That's the stupidity of our so-called oppressor. They think that's a big deal. that's going to hurt us. Okay? They think this DEI is going to hurt us. No. We don't care about the DEI. We're not going out. We're not much. No. We're going to stay home. Yep, we're going to stay home. We're going to relax. Y'all just keep relaxing. I'm so proud of y'all. Keep relaxing. I used to get upset when I see crisis happening and I see stuff happening all around us. And I look at our people in the club chilling. And I used to say, how could they do that with everything that's going on around? Well, I tell you what, this time, let's sit back and watch. It's not our battle. Let them do what they need to do. Okay, because we've been there and we tried to tell them and they didn't listen. And so they're dealing with the consequences of their actions. They're dealing with the repercussions of their own shortcomings, of their own short vision, because they have not learned their lesson. We could give a good goddamn what Donald Trump is doing because we know who we are. We already know what we've survived. You have not thought of anything else. Okay? We've been there already. We've already been shot down in the street. We've already been beaten and attacked and our women raped and dogs sicked on our children. And even now, every time we get into a motor vehicle, we take our life in our hand. Then we get into the car to go to the grocery store. We don't know if we're going to get back or not. Why? Because of the tyrants that they got running the street. The biggest gang of them all that they got running the street. So we've been there. We're used to all of that. We're used to being deprived. We're the people that they wrote the laws to say that we couldn't read and write. We're the people that they wrote laws for to say that if anybody helped us read and write, they too will be persecuted. They too will be sent to jail. Like they want to do to teach it. They teach Black history. They want to lock up the teacher that teach Black history. The same way they had laws to say that we could not read or write. Why? Because they know who you are. They know you are the children of God. Okay? They know who you are. They know you're the chosen ones. They know that they've lied to you about who others were. And they know that you're waking up. You hear them, they're scared to death. They're always talking about the woke movement. We got to get rid of the woke. Get rid of the woke. I'd be like, do y'all hear yourself? You want to get rid of the woke. So people that's coming into the knowledge, people that's coming to understanding, you want to get rid of them. Why? Because you don't want them to wake up. You need for them to stay asleep. You need for them to stay in a coma so that you can continue to perpetrate your white supremacy. Okay? So that you can be comfortable in your disease of white supremacy. This disorder. This mental disorder sprung by what you know is inferiority. You've tried to make it superior because you know you're the last from the poll. You know it. Just look at you. Just look at the generation. Look at the gene pool. You're trying to survive it, help it survive, preserve it, or conserve it, I guess, for the Republicans. That's why you're making the laws that you're making. Laws that say that you can't teach Black history, but you roll back Roe v. Wade. And listen to me, to my Black sisters. The rolling back of Roe v. Wade is not for you. They could care less about you. You can kill all the Black babies you want to kill. In fact, we're going to set up institutions to help you do it. We're going to send you down to Planned Parenthood. All right, we're going to give you condoms to make sure you're not producing no Black babies. Okay? Because we're trying to level the playing field. Roe v. Wade was to protect white babies. Okay? In an effort to continue to protect the race. That's what it's for. That's what it was. This is what it was for. You need to understand that. It's not about you. It's about them. They don't care if you die. That's why they gave you Planned Parenthood. You need to know that Planned Parenthood is a part of the eugenics program. You need to know that it was designed to kill Black people or to control the Black population. Okay? They can put them in nice buildings and nice signs and nice materials, and they are so willing to give out free condoms. Right. So you can't have no babies. So that abortion thing, although you may be caught up, it ain't for you. You kill all the Black babies that you want. Okay? This is all a part of the plan. You know, you can go to the record producers and ask the record producers, can I make a song about killing as many lions that I see running around? Can I do that? No, you can't do that. You can't make no song about killing innocent lions. Can we make a song about killing any type of animal? No, of course not. Can we make a song about killing police? No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. Can we make a song about killing Black people? Well, absolutely. We'll flood the airwaves with songs about killing Black men. Get your 9, I got a 9, you got a 9, I'll blow your head out, don't let me catch you slipping, yada, 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 yada. All of that, they do that. Why? Because it's part of the bigger plan. It's part of the plot. All right? You need to know these things, and that's what we tried to do here in the Neo Report, is to bring it to you, just bring it to you live, bring it to you unfiltered, just let you know what it is. We're not biting our tongues, we're not holding it back. We no longer feel an obligation to make you feel comfortable. We're going to tell it like it is. We're going to tell it how we see it. If you're uncomfortable with it, that's too bad, baby. Change the channel. From now on, we're here. We're unapologetically Black. I'm not walking around. I'm not changing my voice no more when I get on the phone and professional call. I never forget this, how we was taught. You act a certain way. I heard a comedian talk about levels of Blackness, how you use them in different areas. I used to never forget my mother running through the house yelling at us, just telling us all kind of things, what she was going to do to us. And the phone ring, and it'd be somebody for business, and it'd be a whole nother person. This whole other person would show up. Why, hello, Mr. So-and-so, how are you? And we used to be like, who this lady? And then the lady just was throwing the shoe at us. We're not doing that no more. This is a new day. If you want to do these things, then fine. So be it. Well, we're at the top of the hour. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back now. Listen, we want you to know that we are part of a great organization called the Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated that's doing wonderful things. It's a worldwide organization with locals all around the world. And they are working on a repatriation program that we are encouraging everyone to be a part of. We also encourage you to go by and check out their website at www.tewfinc.org, tewfinc.org, and look at what they're doing and look at the reparation program. And it ought to be something you ought to be interested in. We're going to play their quick commercial promo, and then after that, we will be right back. Don't anybody go anywhere.
The Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated's Repatriation and Reparations Commission would like to introduce to you our groundbreaking repatriation initiative, which encompasses over 1,300 acres of land in Bariwa, Ghana, aligned with the land gift to Black peoples of the world by Her Royal Highness King Kuro Becha Noi Banani II, President of the United Traditional Rulers Association and Vice President of Buwa, Zini, Traditional Council. Ghana has a population of 31 million people. The Ethiopian World Federation Incorporated embraces this land gift. As we prepare to extend our association across Africa starting, first, Ethiopia, Ghana, Liberia and many other countries in the United States of Africa. The vision. This visionary repatriation project integrates smart cities powered by extensive solar infrastructure and an expansive agricultural program with the Ghanaian community. It will leverage the diaspora's management and training expertise, remittances, social media, and global influence. The Ethiopian World Federation's Repatriation and Reparation Commission aims to establish a sustainable, self-reliant and integrated community that empowers Africa's youth, fosters economic stability and growth. All of this will benefit Federation members and the local Ghanaian community.
The Ethiopian World Federation, Incorporated's Repatriation and Reparation Commission would like to introduce to you the Ghana Land Project overview. Our goal is to acquire at least 1,300 acres of land. There will be one central community with 12 100-acre communities surrounding it. Each community local will be afforded the following amenities. 1. 10 acres of farmland, each local cultivating different products to trade with the surrounding communities. 2. Smart city development, 3 community hospital, 4 schools and educational complex, 5 industrial factory buildings for manufacturing. 6 housing and apartment complexes, 7 management administration security department, 8 business centers. 9 green spaces, 10 waste and recycling, 11 fueling station, 12 arts and entertainment.
and Records Administration has fallen. Senior employees
The Ethiopian World Federation
and the Inspectors General
Incorporated's
for the National
Repatriation
Archives
and Reparations Commission would like to introduce
are gone. If you do not know the scope of what this impacts, I'm sorry to have to tell you. National Archives is the nation's memory. It doesn't just hold government records. It holds the entire fabric of American life and history, our heritage, military records of every soldier that ever served, naturalization and immigration records that trace millions of Americans' family histories, slave ship manifests, Freedom Bureau records, and the names of formerly enslaved people and the people who...
All right, welcome back. So let me put this up so we can talk a little bit about it. We're getting down to the few things that I wanted to share tonight. This report is that they are erasing the National Archives history. They are trying to erase history like they did back in Egypt. Y'all remember the story of Akhenaten, the king, the sun worshiper, the introducer of monotheism. They try to erase him out of history. This is like Akhenaten never existed. This is what your boy Trump is doing. But it's all Project 2025. All of it. Y'all said they couldn't do it. Y'all argued with me and many others. You all over the social media, all over the internet, all over TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. They know he's not going to do that. That's not going to happen. He can't do that. They're not going to let that happen. And I say to them, don't forget, y'all said the same thing about Roe v. Wade, but it's gone though now, isn't it? You want to tell me don't worry about it? Oh, no, they're not going to actually give the police full immunity. Well, why not? They already basically got it now. Anyway. So what difference do it make? Do you really believe that they're not going to let it happen?
Records Administration has fallen. Senior employees and the Inspectors General for the National Archives are gone. If you do not know the scope of what this impacts, I'm sorry to have to tell you. National Archives is the nation's memory. It doesn't just hold government records. It holds the entire fabric of American life and history, our heritage, military records of every soldier that ever served, naturalization and immigration records that trace millions of Americans' family histories, slave ship manifests, Freedom Bureau records, and the names of formerly enslaved people and the people who enslaved them, all Native American treaties and agreements, Japanese internment camp records, court cases that shaped civil rights, voting rights, and LGBTQ plus rights. Thousands and thousands and thousands of oral histories, hundreds of millions of photographs and films that document real American life, struggles, triumphs, joy, and suffering.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you is. There you are. There it is. They are trying to erase history. They are trying to erase you, me, my parents, my children, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, your great-grandparents. your family, your cousins, your uncles, and your aunties. You're trying to erase them. Purge out everything that's black. We're going to whitewash everything. We're going to whitewash the educational system. We're going to whitewash the judicial system. We're going to whitewash the military. I'm telling you that they're going to whitewash the police next. Now they are just erasing everything from the National Archives. We pray that you take this information, that you tuck it in, that you be a student of it and be aware of it and what's happening. And then govern yourself accordingly. Thank you, everybody. God bless you for joining in tonight for the Neo Report Unfiltered. I'm your host, Dr. J.W. Winborn. I appreciate you spending time with us on this Friday night and hanging out with us. And as always, if it's Friday night, you know you're going to be here with the Neo Report Unfiltered with your host, Dr. J.W. Winborn. God bless you, everybody. Good night, and we'll see you next week.